Let's see, maybe you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Oh, okay, thank God.
Thank God.
Okay,
How you doing?
there I am. Oh, I'm stable now. All right. How are
All right.
you?
I'm well. Can you hear me?
I hear you very well.
Okay, excellent. Well, welcome, welcome. Okay, we finally made this happen. We've been talking about it for a bit. Wanted to interview my friend Leon. I used to go live all the time. If you don't know, if you follow my other pages, was able to go live a lot of the time. Was able to build a very quick following, very large following, in fact, with a lot of my lives. But Instagram made it that you needed 1,000 followers in order to get onto Instagram Live, which I no longer have on this page. But we're getting there. We're building it slowly, and that's what we're going to be talking about today: is about internet marketing, digital marketing, branding, ecosystems. I'm thrilled to have my friend Leon. Leon is an incredible, extraordinary young man who has studied marketing in college, and he has studied marketing both on a personal level and an academic level. And he's worked for Fortune 500 companies. And thrilled to have him here. How are you doing today in New York City?
It's amazing to be here with you, Curtis. Lots of love, and hopefully we get you to those 1,000 followers very, very soon. Doing amazing. It's a beautiful spring day in New York City. Spring in New York is always a vibe. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, great. Why don't we just jump right into it? So we'll keep this loose. Why don't you tell the audience where you're from, who are you, where'd you go to school, what'd you study? Tell us all about yourself.
So, I am from United Kingdom originally, but my parents are Russian Israeli. Actually, in school, I did not study marketing, but I got an opportunity from a very young age to work in marketing as my family started a startup when I was a freshman in college. So from that point on, I'm 28. Since 2016, I've been in the marketing world, developing my skills, and yeah, essentially that's my direction.
Okay. Awesome. Now, we've known each other for some time. I know you since 2020, and now we're here 5 years later. And the technology seems to be moving, not seems to be, it is moving at a very accelerated rate. And I think a lot of people, including myself, business owners, are struggling where to begin, where to start. We know we have to do digital media. We live now in this digital world. How can someone first get started? If they're a small business owner, how do they get started with a digital platform?
The first thing they need to understand, what is their brand voice? What makes them different to the 100 or 1,000 other plumbers in the area? What makes them unique? This is step one in the process. Because if you don't have a brand voice, you don't have an identity, your business is going to fall, and you're going to fall with your business. So you need to figure out what makes you unique, what makes your business different to the other plumber or the other mechanic or the other real estate agent. There's hundreds of examples. That's step one. Once you figure those things out and put them onto paper, then you can start coming up with a marketing plan, go to market strategy, start finding clients. A lot of people don't have a purpose, don't know what they're really doing when they're online. Everything has to have a purpose and has to drive you into a certain direction. Otherwise, you're just producing, like, the environmental people say carbon, you're just producing noise that goes down the drain. And your goal as a business is to produce noise that generates you revenue, generates you loyalty that generates you revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, you have your identity. And you
Mm-hmm.
can start building your business.
Wow. Wow. That's a mouthful. So, you talk about LinkedIn a lot. I know that's one of your primary platforms, and you say that it's a must for any business owner, and that you yourself have generated revenue. You help companies scale specifically using LinkedIn. Can you tell
Yeah.
us a little about how do they start with that? Where do they begin with LinkedIn? What are some strategies that you employ within this very broad platform? And why do you think it is the platform to lead in regards to scaling businesses?
Well, if you're a business owner, you have to be on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a platform for business owners. You won't see politics there. You won't see fake news there. You will see business content, business people trying to promote themselves, give updates on what's going on in their industry. So if you're a business owner, you have to be on at LinkedIn because it's strictly business. No BS, no propaganda, no left versus right. It's about what's driving business and how me, as my small business or big business, can have other thought leaders see my content, engage with it, like it, book calls, and etc. That's why you should be on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Unlike Instagram, which is full of so much garbage, so much saturated stuff, you lose focus. Your feed is full of so much unrelevant things that you lose focus as a business, unless you're
Hmm.
specifically targeting consumers in a specific way.
So, like,
Now,
what would you do, for example? Like, I'm a residential and commercial real estate agent here in South Florida, and I'm looking to link up with developers. I'm looking to link up with sellers. I'm looking to link up with buyers. How would I procure a relationship virtually? And obviously, we want to take it offline. We want to meet these people in
yeah.
person. But how would they do that? What's a
So
step
first,
by
we
step
have to
process?
build, just like you're building a house, you need to build a foundation. So on LinkedIn, you have to set up your profile to make it you shine because this is your impression. This is the way to get people into the door. So you have to make a nice cover image, nice description. What do you offer? What makes me a unique real estate agent? What does me, Curtis, what do I offer? Well, I'm a journalist. I don't just produce, I'm not just your average Miami real estate agent. I produce video content. Let's connect so we can do a video tour of your property. You want to have instantly a hook that when people see your message or they view your profile, they say, this guy is creative. This guy is compelling. That's step number one. Now, step number two is every week, LinkedIn allows you to send out 100 connection requests a week.
And
Now,
is this on the free version or is this the paid version?
this is the free version. You can send, I believe, up to 100 connection requests a week uh, to a targeted audience. Now,
Are
from
there
that
Leon? Are there
100,
are there are there benefits of having the paid version?
the paid version allows you to view more profiles. I actually encourage it. It positions you also as a kind of like a VIP because they see, hey, you're a LinkedIn Gold member. You're a serious business owner. You're someone who wants to scale, wants to engage. And then with the Gold version, of course, you get Navigator. But let's get to Navigator later on. Uh, so from those 100 connections a week, you're going to get about 40 people who are connecting with you. And your goal is to build as much of a quick book as you can. So you want to build as many connections as you can because these connections are your potential clients, they're your potential investors, and they're potential, and you're their potential client too,
Hmm.
in whatever field you are. People forget this. Every week you have to send out 100 connection requests. Now, if you have a business page on LinkedIn, LinkedIn allows you to invite 250 of your personal connections to follow your business page every month. You get 250 free credits. This is
Leon,
very
hold on.
powerful.
And so, when you make this request on LinkedIn, is it also, are you sending a message as well? Are you sending a
Yeah,
specialized message to this potential client or potential
yeah.
person that you're networking with?
So the free version limits you how many personal messages you can send out. You can just send the requests. You can do that. The paid version allows you to send up to 100 personal requests per connection. So you can get 100. You can write to, hey, I'm Curtis, the real estate agent. I have apartments to show in North Beach or whatever.
Hmm.
And that's powerful. So you right away, you're presenting the person with value. You're engaging with them in value. And I do this all the time, and people appreciate it. You come
Hmm.
across serious from the start.
Very cool. Tell me, you love marketing, you love the digital marketing, but I want to hear more about your backstory. What made you? I know you studied this in school, and you made this your passion. What is it you love about marketing?
Marketing allows you to be creative, to be a free spirit, to be a problem solver, and be dynamic. Because you have the salespeople, the marketing, you have to constantly stay ahead of the competition because there's 1,000, hundreds of other thousand software companies, hundreds of thousands of other real estate agents. And your goal as a marketer is to make sure the company's voice is heard so then that can be converted to sales. So I like that. It's a creative thing. It's something that It's inspiring, creative. You have to solve problems. You have to do
Hmm.
advertising campaigns. There's all sorts of elements to this.
Okay. Now, you're, like you said earlier, you're a little shy of 30, you're 28, and you've grown up in the world of technology. And now we're now entering this new realm of AI. Do you think that using AI and someone being, will it take away one's creativity, or do you think it will just only enhance?
Well, I am very pro AI because ultimately, you as a business owner want to spend less time producing content and more time running your business. So let AI do the dirty work for you if you're not a creative person. Let it run the operation for you so you can spend more time running your business and then more time enjoying time with friends and family and doing hobbies that you like. There's, of course, cons to AI also. But fortunately, we are in this new industrial revolution where AI is here. And we can either hide like a turtle in a shell or we can embrace it.
Yeah.
And I think we should embrace it because if we can embrace it, we can increase our revenue, increase our productivity level to do things we really want.
Hmm. How do you straddle the real world and the digital world? We talked about it earlier today in our conversation. As a young person, or even as someone who's a little bit older person, we're all hooked on our devices. The whole idea of using these digital marketing platforms is that we can create that real time with our loved ones, with our spouses, going to pray. You know, these are all in real life activities that we're all
Yeah.
striving to do. So, I mean, but yet what's happening is a double-edged sword. We're spending way too much time on our devices. And, my question is, how do you use the matrix and how do you exit it at the same time?
Okay, it's very simple. You use the matrix to get you coffee calls with clients. That is the goal. You want to have virtual interactions and have them lead to contracts where you meet in person for coffee and discuss serious business matters. This is how you win. So otherwise, it's just pointless. You're just standing writing posts. Is it generating you revenue? Is it generating you tangible clients? That's the ultimate.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you're just wasting time and generating carbon, generating noise. So the
Right.
goal is for it to convert into tangible meetings. And some industries, maybe that doesn't matter as much, but in your industry, it matters for sure as a real estate agent. You
Hmm.
want to be meeting people, developers, so that's the goal. But just living online is not enough as a business. If you have to attend events, you have to network. This is how you grow. This is how you get new opportunities. This is how you learn to leverage and improve in your industry.
Hmm.
This social media post is not enough, and it's probably pretty stupid just to be doing that. You have to
Hmm.
be, if you're serious about making money and growing your brand, you have to be networking. Now, networking is not easy. It takes time to get used to it, but you have something that we all have to learn.
Hmm. Okay. If someone has just 15 to 30 minutes a day, what would you recommend a prognosis for? How should they use digital media
Okay,
appropriately and smartly?
so first of all, they can send out the targeted connection requests. Then they can send out targeted messages to prospective clients. Then spend 5-10 minutes commenting and engaging in professional posts in a non-spammy way, adding value to their posts. That often on LinkedIn actually creates a lot of conversation. What I propose, what LinkedIn also says they actually advocate for, is newsletters. Newsletters, LinkedIn encourages it, and actually for the first few newsletters, they boost it organically for you. They want people to see you writing newsletters about industry trends. They actually encourage it a lot. And in fact, the difference between the post and the newsletter is, in the post, no one gets a notification in the email that such and such posted. But a newsletter, when they subscribe, they receive an email to their email address saying, Curtis published a newsletter about such and such building in Miami. So they're forced to see it.
Hmm.
And that can be something very, very valuable. You want to create valuable on all levels. You want to position yourself as a thought leader, as a salesperson, but also engage. You can't just give. You have to contribute. So
Excellent.
you can spend 30 minutes a day on LinkedIn and you will grow your following. I've already grew to 6,000 followers, 5,400 connections. This is from
Hmm.
anyone from the venture capital world to startups, Fortune 500s, medical companies, anything in between. So just constantly doing it every day and you will grow really, really fast on LinkedIn.
Hmm. And have you found that these virtual connections have translated into in real life connections?
Of course, these lead to demos. These can lead to product demos. This could be your next investor. It could be a conversation. You can find
Mm-hmm.
mentors that way. Hey, I like the way you approach it. Can I get 15 minutes of your time? Another thing we need to learn, and this is what a lot of these big gurus online encourage, is asking for help. If you see someone, maybe they won't respond. What's the worst case? Ask for help and get mentorship. We all
Right.
need to find a mentor in this day and age, spiritually and physically.
Amen. So tell me, in a world where our attention spans are shrinking every single day, what are some ways that marketers or any businesses for that matter have to focus on to clear out the clutter, to be able to have a razor sharp, focused message? What are some things that we need to be mindful of? Because, I do public speaking on occasion, particularly Shabbat, lessons on the Parsha, and I know my audience. I know I've got 2 minutes max to really
Yeah.
sear that thought. What are some ideas that you have in the world of digital to keep our messages short, tight, concise?
Everything has to be in the hook. Your intro is the first second where people are engaged. The intro and the outro have to be connected. So your hook needs to be viral, needs to be engaging, and it has to make a statement like, "Whoa, OMG, North
Mm-hmm.
Beach, Miami, the hottest place for real estate in the United States." Has to be like an outrageous comment.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's how you engage. And the best advertisement campaigns, if it's a supplement or if it's a drug, it's always some crazy statement in the beginning, the hook.
Right.
And you're like, "Oh my God, the new flavor of Doritos, spicy chili, whatever."
Right. 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 Very cool. We talked about earlier today about ecosystem and development of ecosystems. Do you want to talk to that a little bit about what that is and why that is
Yeah.
important to understand your personal ecosystem and others to develop relationships?
Yeah, this is a very, very good point, Curtis. So we live in different communities. We separate the different races into different interests. All of these are ecosystems of growth and discovery. You have people in these ecosystems who work in different industries who can also be your mentor. For example, in the synagogue, you go to Curtis. You have lawyers, you have doctors, you have investors. Engaging in your community is an amazing way to find clients, gain inspiration, and to grow. So don't just use social media. Use tangible media and engage socially with your respective community. And that is a really great opportunity for growth and discovery.
Mm, great answer. What are you doing, Leon, to stay ahead of the digital trends? So what do the landscape is changing so dramatically, so quickly. What are you personally reading? What are you watching? How are you keeping on top of everything?
So first of all, you have to be spiritually grounded, because if you're not grounded, you won't be able to absorb all this crazy information in the world today. You have to be grounded. So there's Gedalia Fenster. There's many great things, and you don't have to be religious to observe this content. You have to work out, and then you have to read about the new trends. How to use which AI tool to use, which marketing strategy to use. You constantly have to improve it. Just like in the gym, you constantly have to work on your muscle. In
Mm-hmm.
marketing, you constantly have to refine your pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly.
All right.
Otherwise, you're irrelevant in the
All right.
space.
Well, which leads me to my next question, and I'll have to wrap up soon. But tell me, what is your pitch? What do you do? A business needs you. How can they use your services best?
So I actually have an exciting announcement. I just took a role as a business account coordinator and marketing lead of an AI startup, which is essentially ChatGPT, Canva, and Buffer all in one. So you don't have to go and use all these tools and go to different web pages. You could create the post, upload it right from the platform, create the image, schedule it right there without going to different pages instantly. So for less than 5 minutes, less than 3 minutes, you have the post. It will be up there, scheduled. Instead of you going to different web pages, saving you time
Mm-hmm.
versus money. So I'm now
Okay.
excited for this new opportunity. It's called Simply Creator. And we're going to take this to the next level.
Awesome. How can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find Leon Cannon. I should come up right away.
Okay.
And on Instagram as well, NYC Scotland, man. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So finally, we have the world at our ears now. Hopefully, what's the message that you want to share with the world, about, especially the young people? What do you want to tell them?
The-
How do they maintain hope and sustain hope and build on that and
Learn how to
think
use
brightly?
AI to leverage your time, and then spend the rest of the time enjoying life. Because this gen, by the time these young people are our age or my age, let's just say,
Hmm.
the world is going to be even crazier. So learn to use it. If you don't use it, you're going to be a sheep depending on the government. You don't want to be a sheep depending on the government because we know what happens.
Right, 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 right. Well, listen, Leon, this was a pleasure. We'll do this again.
Yes, we're going to leave this recording available, guys, for everyone
Yeah,
to watch. This
I
is my
think
first.
you'll have to save it on your end.
Okay, Beseda, whatever you say. Thank you
All
very
right,
much,
Shabbat
guys, for
Shalom.
joining. Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks for
Peace
your
and love.
time. Be well. Bye.